like Meryl Streep and
Nah.
fuck them. Viola.
Here we go.
Hold
All right,
That's it.
this is you, Playboy. You brought this to our attention, man. Run it.
So dig it, man. This happened in Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
This was a woman. She wanted to become, I want to say, I think it was a medical assistant, something like that. You're gonna excuse me, but
Paramedic.
I guess there were riots going on, and her and her family, they, I forget where they went. They forget, no, they forgot a store was closed. I think they were going to the local Target, not knowing that the store was closed. Police officers, I guess, surrounded them, pulled them out the car. Uh, their excuse was they thought that the family was going to go looting, and ultimately culminated in her losing her eye. And she was set up to get a $1.6 million payout. I think the other people with her were going to get like 200 something thousand, and a fucking board blocked the payment. Okay, now the thing about this is, uh, the excuse was we don't want to set a precedent where we have people filing lawsuits against the police for doing their job. We can't pay the money out. But the same exact motherfucking day, this same board passed a 1.23 or $1.3 million payout to a Hispanic gentleman who was shot at by the police. No injuries, no nothing. So I'm gonna ask you, gentlemen, what do you think the race of these four board members were?
Oh, they were Hispanic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh,
Yeah, I
Crazy.
mean, we know how this go, man. That's why they said, man, you got to pay attention to local elections. You
Absolutely.
you got to pay attention to who's on the, like. Quit thinking, oh, it's my time to vote just because it's an election year for the presidency. Nah, you got to vote local. You know what I'm saying? You got to know what time it is because these cats they can determine these damn payouts.
Well, here's the other thing. That's absolutely true. Like somebody was saying, man, people, that you got a lot of people preaching, and I'm guilty of it too. Um, because they say, we shouldn't just come out for the presidential elections. The shit that really affects you, are the local elections.
Local.
Um, I really wanted to bring this up because see, I noticed this pattern of shit, right? And I listened to the Tariq Nasheeds, the Professor Black Truths, Black Authority. Shout out to these gentlemen for spitting all the truth in the world. But I listen to these guys, and sometimes you think about things, and they just let me know that I'm not crazy because you know you listen to these guys, and they quote people like Dr. John Henry Clark, who said, "We have no friends." Dr. Claude Anderson said it. Neely Fuller said that we as black people have no fucking friends. And this shit with these boards aren't isolated incidents. This is just one where we see, all right, you blocked the black people, but you gave it to your people. All right. Now, in Seattle, there was a situation. I want to say it was $60 million that was supposed to go to this particular black community. Um, I think it was only like 3 or 6% of the total budget was supposed to go to them. I forget exactly what the reason was, but the Asian board members blocked that shit. They just stopped it. It happened in another fucking state. Some monies were supposed to go to black people. I think again it was only 3 to 6%. They blocked the fucking shit. Up here, there's this prestigious high school up in, I want to say, San Francisco. They were going to make it to where if your grades were good enough and you met the standards, then you could, if you were a promising student, black student, then you could come from one of the inner city schools. They would give you like a scholarship to go to that school.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking Asian board members blocked it. We already see what, a lot of the white board members do. They block this shit. So let me say this. I take people as individuals. You know what I'm saying? I have people of other ethnicities in my family who I love, cherish, and I hold up, just like those of my ethnicity. No differences. But at what point do we realize, like, okay, man, we really got to look out for us? And there's nothing wrong with saying we got to look out for us and us only. You know, you listen to these Democrats talk this shit about people of color and intersectionality. But you know, when it come to us, we always seem to be the motherfuckers left out. You see the Native Americans, Jewish, LGBTQs, you know, Asians, Hispanics, either getting money or policy. Meanwhile, you know, motherfuckers give us the crack pipes. You know what I'm saying? You know,
Man, the American experience did not include us.
absolutely.
You know what I mean? We were out in the field. We were never meant to be in the house. You know what I mean? We wasn't supposed to come through the front door.
But understand those other groups weren't either.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They used to listen. What did they used to call the Chinese, man?
Yeah.
They used to call them Orientals and shit, the yellow peril,
Yeah.
that type of fucked up shit. You know, just like it was, and you know, I didn't notice, I recently saw it, but just like it was whites only signs, no black people allowed, it was no Hispanics allowed.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying?
But
So
I hear your frustration because you're like, dude, we always, you know what I'm saying, last to get a pass.
not only that, big bro, not only that, but we come to everybody's fucking defense.
Mhm.
This is listen. We could pull the receipts all fucking day. When that shit was going on, when that shit was going on in Arizona, with that sheriff, and they was gonna stop people
Papers,
to
please.
Yeah.
yeah, and they said we got to prove that they're American citizens. We gonna stop them, kind of like a stop and frisk for illegal immigrants.
Right.
Who was out there? Al Sharpton was on the front line talking about the shit was unconstitutional.
Yeah.
This would be wrong to discriminate against Hispanic people, but also we got black people that don't just look black. We got black people all different hues, and this will affect them too. Every time it's a situation, it's never just, oh, black people. We always say black and brown. You know what I'm saying? We always try to get this coalition going. Think about it like this. Up in fucking New York, when that police officer, Peter Laing, shot Akai Gurley, he was told, hey man, don't go up in there. This motherfucker shot blindly in the dark. The brother stepped out to see, had a brand new baby, if I'm getting it correct. The brother stepped out. Police officer shot, bullet ricochet, hit him in the chest. This man walked with 10 years probation. They kicked him off the force. The sad thing is you had the black district attorney at the time who fought to make sure that man didn't get any time. You know, and karma got that nigga because he died of cancer shortly after that. But what I'm saying is you saw like this national outcry of Asians for this man not to get any jail time. Talking about, oh, two tragedies, don't make it right, won't make the situation right. And it's just like, I'm not dogging anybody. Like I said, I accept people as individuals. I'm not dogging on anybody. I've never used no slurs and shit like that. But I'm just saying, when do our people wake up and say, hey, man, maybe we need to focus on us? Because ain't no coalition.
I think we just need to stick to referring to everyone as indigenous because we're all one people.
How about that?
You know, going back through, you know, my family's oral history, they can't find anybody to come off no fucking boats. So I learned that shit in school. You know, like the shit I learned from my family is not the same. We're indigenous people, man, and that's how we need to treat each other.
Right on.
Okay.
Right on. Respect. Absolutely.
Next.
Message. See, people, old painters can have a constructive dialogue without offending anyone.
Yeah, he won't call you a bitch, a hoe, a slut, or any of that, man.
I don't think I cursed at all, did I? I might have said one or two.
Not at all.
No, you just said the karma caught up with that nigga and he died of cancer. So
yeah, that shit, motherfucker. Let that man go for killing that boy. Oh my god, sucker. Fuck them.
Yeah, we're gonna play a drinking game every time Ob say bitch, ho, or let me tell you something.
It's a good thing I don't drink. Yeah.
Let me tell you something.
Or listen. Listen.
Yeah, listen. Let me tell you something. Shot.
Right. There you go. You feel